Hey, it's Todd Ault. It is the 20th of August, August 20th, 2021. We got a bunch of special guests hosts today. We got Patrick in the house. Patrick, say hello.
Hey, guys.
Patrick is an analyst here. Patrick was at B. Riley and a bunch of other firms and joined us. How long ago did you join us, Patrick?
In April.
In April. Wow, it feels like forever, huh?
It does.
You moved from Newport Beach to be in Vegas.
I did.
What do you think of the heat so far?
It's actually going down. It's going down.
You're good
August
here?
has been nice.
You're good here?
June was pretty miserable, but
Hey,
August has been good.
We got the King on. The King, it's good to be the King as a guest host today. Say hello, King.
I know.
Hey,
guys.
All right, cool. I'm excited again. Hey, to my left is the much better looking than me, my son, my oldest of four. I have a daughter that's older than him, but my oldest son, the heir apparent to the four. I'm just kidding around. My daughter wouldn't like me saying that. Anyways, I have a younger son and a younger daughter. They're twins, but Chase is in the house. Chase, when did you join us?
June 28th, 2 months ago, almost.
Chase graduated from UCLA with a degree in liberal arts. What is it? What's the degree in? Like communism or something?
Not quite.
What do they teach you at UCLA? How it's everyone's
Binge
fault?
drinking.
Somewhat, a little bit. It's all our fault.
Were you allowed to graduate with all that white guilt?
No, not without knowing it.
All right,
sure.
That's good. All right,
Check your privilege, Chase.
I know, always.
There you go. Hey, a lot of things going on. Dow rallies back 200 points, but closes down on the week. I continue to see us being weak and people talking about tapering, and it seems like to me there's kind of an overhang, but those large, big tech stocks are holding in nicely. Netflix is almost like to a new high. It's like only about probably 8% away from new high. Makes no sense to me because Netflix is spending so much money. So let's go over the Dow real quickly. We'll cover the indexes real quickly. Normally Jason's job, but he is on maternity leave. I mean, he's sick, doesn't feel well. So he'll be joining us soon. Just kidding, Jason. The S&P was up 35. The NASDAQ was up 172. The Dow was up 225. Wow, that's a hell of a move.
I know.
Kind of feels like we're going sideways, though. 10-year at 125, so the yield was up a little bit, but nothing even really to think about. But I wonder out loud, if you are Tops and you're getting bought and going public with a SPAC, and then today you wake up to the news that, hey, you know what? Not such a good idea. We're going to take that away from you. Could we go to my screen real quick? For those of you following, you probably already know, top SPAC merger with, what is it, Mudrick? How do you pronounce
Mudrick.
that? Mudrick
Seems about
Capital
right.
dies because MLB kills the licensing deal after 70 years. Imagine you're the guy or girl or team that kills that deal, that kills the merger. Mudrick Capital Acquisition Corp. said the merger with Tops has been terminated by mutual agreement because the Major League Baseball's decision to end the 70-year trading card deal with Tops.
That's great.
The announcement for the NASDAQ-listed filing company news broke after MLB said it would not renew their trading card deal. MLB expects to give their trading card business to Fanatics.
Oh, Fanatics, yeah.
The sports retail company. Tops special purpose acquisition via merger partner valued at Tops at $1.3 billion. This saga with Tops has been around for a long time. They were a public company before, and I got to assume that didn't feel so good. Well, let's see here. Where's that? Let's see. Where is it trading? Yeah, I mean, it's down a penny. Closed down 28 cents after market. Yeah, I guess it's just, you know, if you think about a SPAC, they generally have $10 in reserve in cash in treasuries for redemption, and you know that if there's no deal here, those people are just likely going to redeem before any kind of merger at the end to $10. So it ends up becoming a coupon. Think about, like, if you know something's going to accrete to $10, they're going to discount that to today's 10-year and value the creation of waiting to get your $10 back. So sometimes people come in and arb that situation. Well, they'll go long because they know they have it in treasuries and they're going to deliver back the $10. Did you follow that?
I mean, I followed what you said. Yeah,
But you
absolutely.
understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
They're going to get their $10 back,
Yeah.
right? But they're going to have to wait, so they're going to buy it at $9.84.
Yeah.
Hey, the King, you collect any cards at all?
Well, apparently not anymore.
What do you think of that? I mean, did you already know about that, or are you just learning it now?
I did. I'm just hearing it now for the first time.
Were you ever a baseball fan collecting cards, here?
I didn't really collect cards, but was one of those forever disappointed Tigers fans growing up.
Oh, are you from Detroit?
I'm in Detroit. Yeah. Well, outside.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I thought he was in L.A.
I thought he was in L.A. too.
No, I mean I am, but right now I'm at my parents' house.
Oh,
got
okay.
it,
Yeah, the
got
background
it,
did
got
look
it.
a little
sorry,
different.
Sorry. You play
Yeah,
up
a little more tasteful, a little less memorabilia.
you play any euchre up there?
I do actually. Well, not really anymore, but it's sort of what do you call it? Requirement growing up.
It's only kind of a Midwest game. I was born in Cuyahoga Falls and lived in Kent, Ohio, and around anywhere between Ohio and Chicago and Michigan or so, you play euchre.
Oh, wow.
I don't think anyone else around the country really knows what euchre is, but it's a card game that of course the King would know about. Patrick,
You'd think people in the South would play it since you shout Trump every 5 minutes.
touche.
Well, I really. When did when did the MLB announce that they were canceling the Topps
I don't
agreement?
know. Like sometime
Was
today,
it within
I
the
think.
past day or two?
Yeah, I think it was in the past day or so.
I mean, that's huge. Topps has done cards for.
70 years. Patrick, you a baseball card collector?
I used to be when I was younger.
What do you
They're collecting dust in my folks' basement right now.
think there's any value down there?
Well, I saw the Honus Wagner card just traded for $1 million, didn't it?
I
Recently?
think it's more than $1 million. No.
It recently retraded, though. I saw in the news.
Gretzky and Bruce McNall bought one of the fews many years ago, back when Gretzky played for the Kings, and back then it was $450,000. I think it's
$6.6 million.
yeah. I was gonna say you're off by like
6.6?
$5 million.
$6.6 million.
Oh, okay. But it was
Whoops.
recent, right?
Yeah, just a bit outside. Exactly.
Just a bit outside.
I got it up on my screen if you guys want to show.
Hey, I want to cover crypto real quick, and if you look at this chart, we're at 48.77. Crypto
It
is up
is.
pretty nicely. Can we pull that up on this on my screen real quick?
6.6.
What's relevant to me about crypto is it's holding nicely up there, past 45,000, past 44,000,
48.
and kind of shrugging off all that news with the government wanting to tax crypto. What are we saying? We're almost like it's a validation of this process. On a personal note, really great for Alliance Cloud Services as we continue to install miners. So I'm thrilled. We already told the public we're putting miners in, and we're maintaining that Bitcoin right now. So we're thrilled to death. Well, I like that in the background.
Right? That's what I was
That's pretty
saying.
cool.
The
Hey,
background.
one of the reasons we have the King on, one of the many reasons that he's a guest host with us for the next 45, 50 minutes or so, gracing us with his presence, is the NAKD brand issue.
Yeah.
Very interesting last night. NAKD Brands traded up. I saw it as high as 60 cents in the pre-market when I was up at 1, 2 in the morning looking, going, yay, because I have some shares.
Big spike.
What is your thoughts? The King, we would look for you to bring it home for us and kind of wrap up and explain to us what happened at the meeting yesterday. I tried to get Armando on to join us, but unfortunately he could not. But let's look at
Dips around if you want, if you need live analysis.
live analysis.
From Rip and Dips.
Yeah, maybe we should have brought him on too. I don't know if it's possible to do the trifecta like that. We will have three-way Randy on later, so maybe we could do a
By
three-way.
the way, you never specified yesterday. Was that male, female, male, or male, female, female?
I think it
that's what
was,
he was talking
male,
about.
male, female.
No, it was
Jeez.
female, female, male. At
Oh.
least that's what Randy told me.
He's a liar.
Female.
no,
Anyways,
that's what
my
Randy was
gosh.
telling me.
He's a liar.
Right before the show.
This show is
he told me I needed to catch up on the facts.
Digressing a little bit.
It's demigrate.
But
yes.
he no longer walks the street of the strip, right?
What?
I don't know.
I never watched any of it.
I don't know.
Hey, I got the chart up here. We closed at 55 cents, up 5% today, up 3 cents. But what's the gist of what happened? Can you put that chart in the middle of for us so we can watch the King tell us his analysis?
Well, off the bat, it was an overwhelming hit. We all were able to listen, and it wasn't sex noises and 3 hours of waiting for a meeting that didn't happen. So that started, and then he got on. He talked for about 10 minutes in total. They brought in Mr. Tripp, as the CFO, and that got voted in 97 to 3% being Citadel, and he then said, and went on and tweeted it. Here, I can even just read the tweet. He said, here we go, Justin Davis Rice. Over the past several months, our management has traveled extensively, meeting with companies that potentially meet those criteria. I am delighted to confirm we believe we have found such a company. We have recently reached preliminary agreement on non-binding terms and are now conducting due diligence. The company is in a sector which has been forecast to have strong growth for many decades to come. There is, of course, no guarantee, blah, 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 hashtag Naked Army. And it went up as much as, what, 17 points in the pre-market.
Yeah, 18.22 pre-market.
Yeah, and it closed at 55.30, up 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just down a little bit.
I'm pretty excited. I've been trying to figure out where they were going. I am no longer going to say anything about with that because, but now that they've said something, I think I have suspicions. They're all suspicions. I don't know anything for sure, but I'm an owner for sure, and I'm definitely excited to wait and find out who they get a definitive agreement with.
Yeah.
I'm confused because I got a message that they sold the rest of the Naked brands to Target, but that confuses me. True or not true? Is that false information? Did they sell
I think that's fake news.
It's fake news. They didn't sell the clothing brand to Target.
Mm-hmm.
No, because the only brand they have is Fredericks of Hollywood, and they bought the license to sell that online exclusively from, I think, Bendon when they divested. No, they bought it from the Fredericks of Hollywood online retailer, I think.
Right.
Okay.
That's the only brand they have. Naked brand is, there's no clothing company.
Okay, so
Just
that was
Naked
something.
Clothing line.
Someone sent me something false. That it's really hard for me to decipher because I get virtually so many emails and texts about Naked brands. You'd think that like the whole world owned this thing. I mean, there's probably.
How many shareholders?
They do. There's what, 10 billion outstanding shares or something ridiculous?
Jeez.
I think it's only 900 million, but what's
Only
900,
900
what's
million.
900 million between
Real shares.
What's 900 million between friends?
Yeah. Well, want to make it 900,500,000?
You were buying on the show the other day, right?
I have been buying for sure.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to do a deal, and of course, this was a little validation. I found it funny yesterday that I said I'm going to buy more until they announce a deal.
Yeah.
Right.
And they did
But
today.
they didn't really announce a deal. They announced that they might have a deal.
A preliminary
He threw us a bone.
agreement.
He threw us a bone and said, "Hey, you guys out there waiting for me? I might have a deal. Hey, it helped me though today. Portfolio was up on that news a little bit, but I said I was going to buy more until they announced the deal, so I am going to buy a little bit more here.
Right now?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't have inside information. I don't know what they're buying.
No, but it is in a sector which has been forecast to have strong growth for many decades to come.
Yeah, is that what he said?
Yeah. Little vague, but you know.
All right. So here we
I like
go.
the word agreement.
Yeah,
Not talks.
agreement with a merger or acquisition partner. I do like it.
All right.
It's got to help.
I put an order in there. I'm bidding for some stock. We'll see what happens.
What are you bidding at?
Well, it just moved up. Really, they failed me on 155 shares. Well, thanks for being so generous.
You could blow through these walls easily right now.
Yeah, Patrick, what are you working on for the weekend? Look at you, pretty casual here.
We are pretty casual here. On the weekend, we've got to value the DeFi space. So going to do some comps this afternoon and then just kind of chill this weekend.
What do you do out there? You live out in Summerlin?
Yeah, South Summerlin.
What's the-
Paradise Valley.
What's
Yeah.
the fun things to do out there?
I took a girl to a baseball game last weekend. We got a pretty cool AAA team here. Big stadiums. Got a pool in center field.
The what are they called? The
Aviators.
Aviators.
Las Vegas Aviators.
After Howard Hughes, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
And
I
Kirk
think so.
Kerkorian.
I
So
think
what's the story with them? What major league team are they connected to?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
No.
They're supposed to be a sub team of a major
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
Well, they're a minor league.
Yeah, they're a farm team, right?
Yeah, let me
I'm gonna go with
check.
either a California, the
AAA
Rockies,
the
Oakland
A's.
A's. Okay.
Oakland A's.
The Oakland A's, huh?
Yeah. They get, you know what they do? I'm dying to go. Is $2 beers on Thursday
Yeah.
nights.
In fact, Todd, I think we should do a team bonding
I
Thursday.
think that would be
team
good.
bond day Thursday.
All right,
I mean-
so I've covered Bitcoin and approaching 49,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 50,000 over the weekend.
It's looking strong.
Want to get to a relatively disturbing story, and I'm super happy to have the King on here because the King, I assure you, has a commentary and maybe give us a ruling after he watches this. We'll see what the King thinks. Can you go to my screen real quick, and I'm gonna press play so we can turn the audio on, please. We ready?
You have long taken a good hard look at tax policy in this country from a variety of angles. I wonder what you make of this one. You really seem to be zeroing in on not just the idea of who pays, but who also gets a credit.
Right. We don't focus that much on the low end of the tax bracket. So I think it's really healthy that this study has come out and we're taking a look at this because it on the surface, it is a pretty eye-popping number of people who don't pay taxes. I mean, I personally wish everybody paid tax, partly because it binds us together as a nation, but also that means people are making money. That is the good news about people who pay tax. But when you look at that very large number, let's strip out the elderly, the young who don't work. You do have people who have jobs, who make money, but because of these credits, it gets reduced to zero, or in talking about the stimulus, it's less than zero. The government actually pays those credits back to people. And the issue really is, especially when you're talking about a lot of people who are struggling to ends meet, you want to take aim at any of those credits? Is that too much? I mean, if you're a progressive tax policy adherent, and there are many, you would applaud these numbers because as income disparities have grown, you would want to see a higher percentage being paid by the upper bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a key point, Jim, especially as we see this child tax credit that's rolling out and hitting people's bank accounts as well. This $3.5 trillion social infrastructure reconciliation-based package that's being debated right now in Congress as well. And I wonder what reports like this will do to those conversations as we have this burgeoning deficit and we do have lawmakers, including some of those moderate lawmakers on the left, who are trying to see how we're going to start to pay for some of this.
Right. I mean, I think it is definitely going to heighten this debate, particularly about the idea of extending stimulus payments, or even getting into an area that I am hearing more and more talk about, which is this idea of a guaranteed minimum income. But for the traditional credits, which are basically the child credit, the education credit, the health care premium credit, the earned income credit, I don't hear much debate about that. I mean, those are fostering policies that most people agree with, and they do benefit people who, as I said, are struggling to make ends meet, and they do pay a disproportionate percentage of things like sales tax, which hits them much harder than the wealthy. I think where it's going to be very controversial is with the Biden plan to extend stimulus payments as we are creeping towards, which many progressives favor, a system where the government is beginning to put a floor under people's incomes, this whole idea of a guaranteed income. And I think that raises both practical issues and very important philosophical issues about the role of government in our economy.
So what am I missing here?
What
am I missing here, King, when we say that 61% of Americans households are not paying income tax? Elizabeth Warren, where are you? Does this seem fair to everybody? Or am I missing something? Do you have a commentary, King, on this?
Oh, I don't think it's fair to anybody at all, but I certainly am in favor of, giving that 80 million, I think 80 million extra to the IRS to actually track down people who aren't paying and getting away with it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a bleeding heart liberal. I'm just a conservative Democrat, mostly social issues. Although right now it's, democracy versus non-democracy. But, I I'll never be able to get past the fact that Bezos and Amazon paid $0 in taxes last year when it's the largest company in the world. What, you disagree?
No. I entirely agree.
I completely agree.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I also, I'm not about, I do think that it shouldn't be just a total monopoly that, Amazon, for example, without taking too big a tangent, that they can be my, grocer, pharmacist, where my movies come from and, where people buy bras and shoes and batteries. But people are not... Okay, so here's the thing. I was watching Sarah Silverman's podcast this morning, and sometimes she gets political, but she pointed out that, what's her name? The female Walton of, Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
What, the second richest woman in the world.
Is it Christina, right? Isn't it Christina?
No, it's the older one.
I can't remember her name, but I know it's.
But anyway, she's worth $60 billion. The Walmart, they pay the very smallest amount they can, that they legally have to all of their employees. It's not even a living wage.
Yeah.
And then what they do is that they give every incoming employee instructions on how to apply and get government food stamps. So we are then subsidizing, as the American taxpayer, the Walmart employees, because they won't pay Walmart employees a living wage. I'm not saying $20 an hour or anything, but I think, what was crazy a few years ago at 15 with some inflation is not the craziest thing in the world for the company that's, one of the biggest companies in the world.
Wow.
Did I just go totally off tangent?
No. Let's go to the next one, because I like this reporter a lot, the one who's going to report now. And we're going to go to my screen real quick. Let's put it up and then play the audio. Ready? You ready?
61% of American households paid zero federal income taxes last year. That is, as you mentioned, according to the Tax Policy Center, 107 million households either paid no income taxes, or federal income taxes, we should say, or received funds from the government. That marked a big increase from 2019, and as you said, was mainly due to the pandemic, where you had high unemployment, stimulus checks, and those tax credits. Tax Policy Center saying the high number is, of course, transitory, but the share of Americans who pay no federal income taxes has been rising for decades. Take a look at this chart. In 1990, only about 21% of Americans paid no federal income taxes. In 2019, before the pandemic, it was up to 44%. The share of taxes paid by the top, meanwhile, has been growing. The top 10% of taxpayers paid 71% of all federal income taxes in 2018. That's the latest year reported by the IRS. The top 1% paid a record 40% of taxes. That is twice their share of total national income. Now, in 2020, no household earning less than $28,000 paid any taxes. And among the middle class, 43% paid no federal income taxes. Now, many of those households, we should say, who don't pay federal income taxes do pay payroll taxes, as well as state and local taxes, excise taxes, property taxes, and often state income taxes. So it's not like they don't pay any taxes, just the federal income taxes. Joe?
Right.
Oh, just the federal part.
How to fix it at the very, very top, Robert. I guess some type of consumption or flat tax would work if they spend any money on themselves. I mean, they're rich. Maybe you tax it that way. How many of the really rich people, Robert, take a loan against their stocks or the company they founded? They never sell it, so they never pay any capital gains, long-term or otherwise, on it. They take a loan against it and live off of that, and they could effectively pay zero income taxes. But how many people are we actually talking about that do that, and how would we fix that if we decide it needs fixing?
Don't fix it.
Yeah, it's unclear how you fix it. This has become a very profitable line for private banks. They've been doing this for ages, where you structure a concentrated position, as they call it, and they make loans around it so you can generate income. Now, when you borrow against a stock, you do have to report it to the SEC. Those are in filings, so I suppose company by company you could add it all up. But I don't know, does that change the tax structure? Probably not a lot. As you say, the people who are at the very top, let's say the 0.001% not paying taxes, it is a small group. When you look as a whole, again, the top 1% are paying a record share of taxes. I would say the majority of that are W-2 earners as opposed to the stock wealthy.
Right.
But look, you're right. There are things we could fix in the system that right now overly reward wealth as opposed to work that could be fixed, like getting rid of step up.
You just proved that W-2
Sorry, hold on. Let's keep going.
I want to hear this
earners as a whole probably get a bad rap for not paying any taxes because they probably pay over 50% if they're at a high enough. And that, to me, if you work through June 30th for Uncle Sam, you probably should be able to keep at least the lion's share of what you earn from July 1st to December 31st. That's just, you know, they talk about fairness so much on the left.
Oh.
Hey,
Hey, let's talk about fairness. I think that this, you know what? No one on the left is going to talk about this one.
Oh.
That's okay. That's okay, King, because it's okay to be on the
I'm
left.
prepared to talk about it.
And I am too, and I'm in the middle, so that's all good. We're good with that whole thing.
I have no extreme view there. I'll just say that I think that any numbers you look at from last year are going to be completely skewed because, of course, the richest of the rich, which, you know, include pretty much everybody currently on the screen, are and children.
Ouch.
Inheritors of altcoin or got milked.
Ouch.
Jeez, man.
But not the daughter. But
oh man.
Oh.
Not true, by the way. Not true, but okay.
No.
No, she would.
But they paid, what was I had to take notes. They paid 40%. The richest of the rich paid 40% of taxes last year, but that's compared to the fact that the other 60%, it would be more if they were actually making money and not out of work.
Yeah. Well, the out of work portion.
But even then, if you see it before COVID, it was still 40%, 45%.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that stat, that 40%, looked like it said from 2019 IRS data.
Well, call me, maybe that's the case, but call me crazy, but if the richest 1% in this country have 90% of the total wealth, wouldn't 40% be a small number? I'm not saying it's not already ridiculously high.
That did go through my head for sure.
But I mean,
if you have
the
more
only
money,
people
you're going to end up paying a larger share. Simply, that's just how it works.
Yeah, and it's not like, you know, it's. Well, I won't go into the whole tax, the tax cuts that we're not paid for, but it's just, yeah.
Hey, for full disclosure, the next thing I'm going to bring up is Ault Global Holdings through Ault Alliance owns a hotel that we're a limited partner in. We've disclosed this. We will put this on Twitter to make sure we have fair disclosure. I don't deem this to be material because I put out some tweets about it. But if we could play it on the screen without the audio, kind of wanted to show you that this is live. The hotel is built. Obviously, the finishings inside of it have to happen. A remarkable situation given COVID.
Very
remarkable financing given COVID. Let's
about Chris Wu.
Can we play the audio today? A picture of the hotel. Can we play that audio? Not audio. Can we play that without audio? The that's across the street. For those of you who don't seen the hotel, this is in Tribeca. There it is right there. The windows are on it now. That is a
456 Greenwich Street.
Yeah, 456 Greenwich Street. That is a $200 million hotel. That it's interesting the way it looks here because it's
he zoomed it out a bit.
There's 9 stories there. Is that the whole video?
Yes.
You played it, and that's the whole video. Can you try it one more
was
time?
longer on your phone. Yep.
Strange to me because that's 9 stories. It doesn't seem like that way from that angle. I don't know why.
He looks like he's used a little wide.
Because I was scared out of my mind being at the top. I was up there with there was no rope. It was just like ropes and stuff during
you were up there pretty early.
The topping party for sure.
Yeah.
But those of you who are shareholders of Ault Global DPW, this is a hotel that we are a partner in. Built by Caspi Development in coordination with ACOM Tishman. Tom Brady and Giselle live across the street. Actually, if you face that way, which you can't see what I'm saying, if you face
south
that way, if you're looking at it, and Leonardo DiCaprio lives over there too.
A lot
it's
of
a
people
very
live in that
nice
area.
area of Tribeca.
Wait, is that the meet? Oh, it's Tribeca. Is that where it's the cobblestone street? It's uneven.
Yes.
Yeah.
And across the street's the building with Scarlett and Colin Jost.
That's right.
That building's that is a gorgeous building.
Yeah.
Right. It's a gorgeous building, and the hotel's gorgeous. And I can tell you, I give this precursor that I could be incorrect, but I'm told that we are the most expensive hotel ever made in North America per room, which is insanity. There's only 96 rooms. The hotel costs $200 million. And it is flagged under La Fouquet. This is the first time that La Fouquet has ever had a hotel in North America.
Moving over from Europe.
And there'll be 2 restaurants with 3 Michelin star chefs there, and a private club. And believe it or not, I am going to attempt, I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I'm going to attempt to have the annual shareholders meeting in the room downstairs where they're going to have some of the Tribeca Film Festival. I'm going to try to have the annual shareholders meeting there at the hotel next year.
Nice.
Don't know if I could pull it off, but that's what I'm attempting to do.
That'd be
Super
exciting.
proud of this property. We believe it could produce income for a long time, many years. Brand new hotel.
So what is that? Is that over $2 million a room?
About $2 million a room.
2.1 million a room.
Pay no attention to the cost. I know the king's like, what?
Hey, I remember seeing
Big
all the
amenities?
stuff inside. It looks
It's
incredible.
the first. I'm told it's either the first 6 or 7 star hotel, which I don't know how you get there. And I
Out
don't
of 5?
Not a 5.
It's
Out
not a
of
5. It's beyond that. But I don't know for sure. I'll get the details. It's not a selling component because of the $259 million in assets that Ault Global DPW has, it's $2 million worth. So let's not get carried away.
It is.
But we are a partner there, and
It's been a long project.
it was a project that almost didn't happen. If it wasn't for Chris Wu and Josh Caspi and the team there, Chris Wu, who now works for us, to get that project financed
Some
in the
great
middle of
bankruptcy
COVID.
financing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's truly an amazing project. But let's move on from there and go back to one of my favorite topics, which is Bitcoin. Can you go to my screen? I'm going to play this real quick. This will be great news for the Bitcoin community.
Underway to see who will become the first money
Hold on,
manager
let's try
to.
this again. Hold on.
Meanwhile, the SEC is warming up to a Bitcoin ETF, and the battle is well underway to see who will become the first money manager to get theirs out the door. Bob Bassani is here with the latest. Bob?
You know, Kelly, here's the problem. Everybody thought that Gary Gensler was going to be the golden boy for Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, he taught crypto at MIT, therefore he gets it, right? Therefore he's going to approve of Bitcoin. Turns out, no. What Gensler has done is very clever and very intelligent. First, he has said, I am in favor of financial innovation, and he's been very bullish on that. However, he's pointed out, I am now head of the SEC, which is in charge of protecting consumers. It was founded to do that, protect them from fraud and misrepresentation. And the crypto exchanges, there's been a lot of problems with that. So Gensler has come out very cleverly and said, yes, financial innovation. However, I have no control over the regulatory structure of these crypto exchanges. I need that. And he's basically gone to Congress and said, will you clarify this for me? Will you help me out, either with legislation or clarification or an understanding? Now, he's also gone a little further. He said, and implied that he would look favorably upon a Bitcoin futures ETF. What's the difference? A Bitcoin futures ETF is not based on Bitcoin, it's based on Bitcoin futures. Yes, there is a relationship, but Bitcoin futures are a regulated market. Bitcoin and the way they would set it up in an ETF would imply that he would have to approve something that is actually traded in unregulated markets, and that's the distinction. So now everybody has said, oh my gosh, we're not going to apply for a Bitcoin ETF. We should be applying for a Bitcoin futures ETF. And they're all scrambling to do that. The problem, Kelly, is very simple. The Bitcoin community and the ETF community believe that futures are sort of an inferior product compared to owning the actual product itself. And it is because of the costs involved.
And it's also not pure accumulation of Bitcoin, which you could argue an ETF isn't either, Bob.
right.
But then others say it's a more efficient way to do so because there's a lot of fees associated with trying to accumulate Bitcoin.
Yeah. Look, the whole idea makes a lot of sense. I mean, think of the gold model. Gold, you had to own physical gold, store it in your house. There were storage problems. It was a problem. Gold ETF actually figured out the problem. There were vaults in London where they hold gold for you. They charge you a fee, 30, 40 basis points, 50 basis points for holding the gold in London. And you have a GLD, a gold ETF, something like that. And that solved a lot of the problem. this Bitcoin would be a similar structure. Who wants to own Bitcoin in an exchange where you can get stolen, for example, or something can happen or you forget the password? You've got the thing right there. But you do have significant roll costs associated with those futures contracts, and that's why the community doesn't like it. They saw what happened with the oil futures contracts last year, Kelly, and that had left a very bad taste in people's mouth.
It's a very interesting choice by the SEC here. Bob, we appreciate all your reporting on it. Thanks.
Okay.
So what's the underpinnings of this for me? Why am I paying attention to this? If you look closely at this with taxation and Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, but he's effectively what I feel like he's saying is, listen, I'm all for this, but give me the power to regulate it because we don't have that power yet. And you continue to see validation of this process. Those people who think Bitcoin's going away, I think it's staying, and I think it's getting validated. And the moment it's regulated, it's going to be a legitimate cryptocurrency, legitimized by regulation in the U.S., legitimized by
Taxation.
By taxation, for sure. And pretty amazed with the whole process here. So I think that the writing's on the wall. We're going to wake up one day. You're going to have a fully regulated crypto market in the sense that you understand, how do you not lose your password? How do you feel safe about having crypto? There's only 21 million of them ever going to be out there.
Yep.
We're mining them every day, not like Riot is, not like Mara is, but we're trying to grow our strategy there.
And we've talked about that.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty excited about seeing, and I feel like it's funny. The Chinese are shutting it down, and the world's adopting it.
Yep.
What do you think, King?
I think that if I don't have enough room in my house to house all my gold, I can think of worse problems.
He's not wrong.
They're going to make me choke on that. Hey, Patrick,
Yes,
what do you
sir.
think about Bitcoin as an asset? What do you think is going to happen here? You've been around a while. You're not the youngest chicken anymore, although you are very young.
I still think it's a store of value. I don't see it as a mature medium of exchange just due to the volatility in its price and how quickly those fluctuate. It is coming, though. Everything is becoming digitalized and tokenized. So there's no stopping the steam engine here. But for right now, I see it as a store of value.
But you've been Patrick. Let's be clear. You've been doing some valuation work for me on the crypto miners out there, and what they're trading from an EBITDA perspective.
Correct.
Now you've kind of really just completed that project. I'm wondering from your perspective, what do you think about where they're trading, and what do you think about these different miners and whether this is valid or not? Because they're really trading at a pretty big premium, are they not?
Huge premium. Well, the miners are mining. They mine the cryptocurrencies. They're currently trading for about 20 to 30 times EBITDA, which is insane. We've been looking at a lot of businesses recently, from EV to crypto, et cetera, and the miners are actually the most profitable market segment I've seen in the last 4 months.
Right.
They're trading based upon future value, right? Now discounted to today. And so I think the market feels really compelled and very comfortable with this,
Well, they're effectively, if you think about it right, they're effectively saying, hey, we think crypto is going to go up in value, and these guys are mining it at present value.
Correct.
So therefore, they're going to become more valuable, so we're willing to give them a bigger EBITDA multiple.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And it's kind of universal, no?
That Riot EBITDA multiple, what was it, like 376?
Yeah, but I think that was an outlier, right?
That was an outlier, and it's actually interesting. I don't know if we're allowed to. I mean, it's publicly traded. Riot actually had they were generating the least amount of cash flow in the public comp set, which I thought was interesting.
On that list, though, who did you think was doing the best when it comes to mining?
Shoot, I'd have to look back at it. Mara's doing a really good job. Shoot, I knew you were going to
Because
ask me.
TerraWolf is going to come online next year, too.
Yeah.
What is?
TerraWolf. The ones that are merging with Iconics.
Right, right.
I mean, just Riot was making simply almost the least money on that concept.
Well,
Are you
free cash flow. I mean, they have the largest market cap, largest enterprise
Their
value.
margins were
they do a lot in revenue,
worse.
but
well, obviously, their people are pricing it forward. King, what do you think about the Bitcoin miners out there?
I'm sorry. Am I the only person who thinks this entire thing is fucking ludicrous? Okay, look, the gold standard's long gone. Okay,
Yeah.
but
I love this.
I'd like to be able to at least tangibly imagine that I could hold something in my hand. What we're calling them coins, but all it is, you know, forget the ruining of the environment from all of the mining and everything. But forget that for a second. Why? Why?
But you don't see any value.
Why what? Why what?
Well, yeah, if there's going to be a lot of value, then I'll fucking buy a lot of it. But it's ridiculous. Why do we... Polka coin, or what is it? Polka dot? I mean, polka coin. But oh my God.
You don't see value in the blockchain perspective of it?
No, the blockchain I get. Look, I negotiated the first, you know, Hollywood celebrity partnership with the company NFT. Right, and just having to deal with the wallet, with the execution of the gas fees, and how it's all ridiculous and in perpetuity. I'm not. Look, I'm 100 years old, but here this just seems. Why? What do we need it for?
Well, can I
I'm
say
all
one
about
thing?
access.
Well, I got to bring Patrick in on this. I got to say one thing first before Patrick says this. There's a lot of experience with the government doing what they want with printing currency. So this is this will take forever.
I mean,
Go ahead.
This is
I think it's, if you look at it as sort of a referendum on fiat, you know, this is a way for.
Then buy a Jeep.
No, I hear you, but like this is a way. You know, I thought China was big on crypto early because it was a way to destabilize the dollar. Now maybe it's also affecting their currency, and so they've pulled back on the adoption and letting people transact in it and trade it, but. No, I mean, I think this is sort of part of that digital revolution where the masses are sort of, you know, it's a referendum on fiat is exactly what's going on. Whether or not it becomes, you know, realistic or whether one altcoin wins over the other, I don't know. But, you know, there's money to be made in this market.
Let me give you a very simple thought process I have. I always invest on theses, and I know this drives people crazy because they own Ault Global. I'm like, you own everything. I don't own everything. There's always common theses across the board on everything I invest in.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you my thesis right now, and that is, in very simple, plain English, assets are being digitalized.
Yep.
We're digitalizing finish with MTIX International and the finishing of not using toxic chemicals to treat fabric, and there's a way to digitize that. And now you're probably saying, what? Yeah, because we're going to digitize digital assets that can be held somewhere in a vault, and you can hold it and you can transfer it digitally. We're digitizing paintings, drawings. We're going to digitize. Hey, right now in America, try to buy a house and do a closing with title insurance and track the real estate. All that real estate, those PIN numbers around the United States, physical real estate is going to be digitized. You're going to someday, you're going to be able to have a coin tied to a piece of real estate. Hey, we have people talking to us now about doing a financing where we tokenize owning the hotel. Tokenization, the digitalization of assets is going to happen. It's inevitable. And if you're like me and you believe we're in a simulation, it's only part of the process. But that's a whole nother say. And I won't hate to play the Elon Musk thing here.
I'm not knocking the thesis. I'm with you there. I'm just saying the underlying why. I mean, and as Americans, all of us, wouldn't it be in all of our best interests that 90% of the, what's the term, the money of record or whatever it is in all the international banks, they all hold 90% of American United States dollars. Isn't it in our best interest to make sure that remains the scenario?
It's definitely that we're the fiat currency of the world, the backing of the world in terms of that. I agree, it's perfect. We got to make that happen. Randy, Mr. Three-Way in the house. What's up? How are you? You're a Dodger. What's going on here, buddy?
Dude, I can't believe you allowed me in here with my Dodger gear on.
I know you went all Dodgers
I'm an equal opportunity disappointer. For sure.
Good to see Chase in here too.
The King
What's
is on
up,
with
Chase?
us right now.
What's up,
He's in
Randy?
Detroit, where the Red Wings used to kick everyone's butt.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, we got an IndyCar race this weekend. Gateway, last oval race of the year. Grosjean's oval debut, so that should be exciting tomorrow night.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
Yeah, I do.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Roman Grosjean. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard this too. Michael Andretti it sounds like they're going to get rid of Ryan Hunter-Reay maybe, and
Really?
Hinchcliffe possibly. I don't know. There's some things in the works. They're talking about certain things there's gonna be some changes, and they're talking about Michael Andretti's looking at Grosjean, like hiring him to be full time next year. So he'll do the Indy 500, he'll do the ovals, he'll do the whole season with Andretti. And Grosjean has said he's looking to get with a team. He wants to be on a top team. If he's going to do the full season, he wants to be in a winning team. Right now, he doesn't have that. It's just to get experience right now with Dale Coyne Racing, but.
Hey, we are trying to get him on the show. We have a connection there because obviously I guess I shouldn't go into that part. Let's just say we're connected to one of the team owners, and so we're excited about having that
with
on.
Grosjean?
Yeah, we're trying to get him on the show.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Hey, King, don't leave because I'm going to let you have the last word, so don't hang up on us. I know that you're a little frustrated with this this show at times.
I have something I want to ask King about.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Hey, Randy, what else is happening this weekend in Vegas or anywhere else?
I'm not sure in Vegas. Baseball's in full swing. Football preseason is going on.
Right.
It's not really the same anymore, though. Now in the preseason, nobody plays their starters anymore because they're afraid about them getting hurt, right? Yeah. But what's the difference? You don't want to play them now, but you play them week 1 and they get hurt. That's even worse. You'd rather get them hurt now and be able to come back for some of the season. If they get hurt in week 1, 2, or 3, you're almost out the whole year. So I know their philosophy about trying to preserve these guys.
Are you watching any of the Hard Knocks with the Dallas Cowboys at all?
No, I heard some commentary from some of the other people about it, and they were saying this coach, they didn't like the coach that was cursing all the time. And
Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, they're saying he's cursing all the time, and he's got this like high school mentality, and this doesn't resonate with today's players is what I'm hearing. I don't know. I don't follow the Cowboys. I know Mike McCarthy's won a Super Bowl, so...
he's got a good reputation and a good repertoire. He's been a great coach for a long time.
I saw Dax's ankle.
Successful.
It looked terrible for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, so you got a question for the King? Let's ask it.
Yeah. If we can pull up my screen really quick, I know we were talking about unemployment taxes, a number of those things. I wanted to go over this right here. I saw this thing this morning.
The chip does not fall off the old block.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna hear your take.
He doesn't hear that? He's dissing you. He's dissing you.
I wanna hear your take.
Hey, I like him. I advocate for him being on here more. Get rid of Jason. Keep him younger, fresher, newer, less radical.
J Money won't be.
I might be a little less radical.
J Money won't be happy about that.
Chase is much better looking than me too, so
it's okay.
But I do want to hear your take on this because and obviously they talk about how these jobs are not in the sectors that the unemployed are looking to be employed in. But how does that make any sense? People they're not incentivized to take a job. Clearly.
Are you showing me something?
On my screen, I thought we were.
So it says there are about 1 million more job openings than people are looking for work.
So I think there was about 10 million job openings now and 8.6 million unemployed.
He's asking
how
that reconciles.
So here's a fundamental question there. If there's that many jobs that people aren't taking because they're getting very little money from the government, then it must be saying something about what those jobs are paying. That if the small stipend from the government is keeping them at home.
How small is that stipend? Because as far as I know,
right now,
unemployment's still... I think you're still
in many, many states it's expired. And don't forget that unemployment, it's not like it's those large, $600 or $1,000 checks.
I don't know where it was at right now. I stopped.
In California, for example, you cap out at $600 a week, but the majority of people who can get $600 a week, it's based on whatever you normally make. So if you're making, $12.50 or $14, and it's not even the hourly. It's however much you make in the previous year. Annualized off the whatever your gross income was. So,
but you don't think that a general mindset has changed due to COVID and people are not willing to go back to work in certain conditions and they have these new demands,
Would it kill America for the first time in 100 years for the worker to actually have the upper hand in a negotiation for once?
Yeah.
The worker does have the upper hand right now.
Absolutely. I mean,
sure.
Clearly.
Exactly.
Clearly.
Hey, hang on, King. We're just going to wrap some business up, and we're going to call it a day. Randy, anything else from you, my friend?
No, that's it. The Formula One is on a summer break, so they'll be back next weekend at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium, and that's the one where I was telling you where the poor lady got killed by her husband and jealous husband.
That was 2 girls and a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, just a heads up on the Risk On conference, which is taking place in October. We are finalizing the dates next week. We are going to have invitation only and a broadcast live of the show. I don't agree with someone. We're talking to we might have Flavor Flav on the show.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Flavor Flav.
No Nickelback?
No Nickelback.
No Nickelback. That'd be bad.
it's important to me. I want to invite people that want to be there. Okay. And so if you could text 949-799-1831, 949-799-1831, and just put in, Josh, what are we putting in there? Risk on conference. What's the keyword here? Because
risk on conference. R.O.C.
Put in R.O.C. and text it that you want to go. You're not obligated at that point, but the way this is going to work is what we're working on. The thesis is that the ones that are invited, I'm going to actually bring you here, and it's going to be an exclusive group of people that are on the show, want to be part of it. We're going to have guest speakers here, all kinds of things happening. Risk on, and so we had a conference about it last night at dinner. By the way, thank you to Hakkasan. That was wonderful. I had dinner last night at Hakkasan.
It's not just a club. Wow.
It was a restaurant. It has a restaurant and a club, and it's really good Chinese food that's like Asian fusion, amazing. They have the most ridiculous spare rib I've ever had. The most ridiculous. If you go there, better than anything I've ever had.
Oh my gosh.
Spare rib. It was not a spare rib. What do they call those?
Like a skewer?
No, it's like pork. It's not a pork rib, like a barbecue rib. It's like a Korean short. It's like a short rib. It was a short rib. Yeah. It was incredible, and I definitely recommend Hakkasan, the restaurant. I don't know about the club. There's a lot of people trying to get in that club.
When you say Hakkasan, the only thing I think is everybody my
Well, there's a
age coming to
Hakkasan restaurant in Miami too that I've been to, which is incredible.
Probably
Ever been to
club there,
Hakkasan,
too.
Randy?
No, never have.
You consider yourself a club guy, or are you more like a heavy metal kind of club guy?
Yeah, my clubs are different than the dance clubs or popping bottles and all that. I don't do
Right.
that. Yeah.
Like a G6?
Music clubs, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So please pay attention to this, because if we want to invite you, and if we invite you, it literally means you're special to us. The king is already committed to be there, and there's a few. So there's not that. There'll be a certain number of people invited. I can tell you a few in my mind that will be invited to go there. Papa Gorilla for sure. We will be there. There's a bunch of other people on the list. I'm not missing you guys. Armada, we might fly him out from England. We're working on the details.
England?
Yeah, well, he's in England.
Virgin Atlantic, upper class. Can I get you to commit to that?
Exactly.
Upper class.
Hey,
Wait, Chase, we gotta go to Opium. My friend is pretty high up. We gotta.
Opium. Okay.
Hey, King,
All right, I'm
we
game.
want to give you the last word. We appreciate you being on here. Any thoughts about the rest of August, going into the last quarter of the year? Any thoughts about what's been going on the last couple weeks with Afghanistan?
Oh,
jeez.
Leaving on a high note.
We can leave on a better note than that.
I'll just say this.
Just leave positive then.
We're going to get every American out.
There you go.
We're going to get every American out, and we're not going to have to send any more Americans over there.
Hey guys, it's the 20th of August. We appreciate the King joining us. Sorry, Almada, you couldn't be here today. I know you have an internet problem. Nick, Brett, Randy being here. We had Patrick grace us with his presence. Chase, for the first time, other co-host of the show.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. Jason, get well. We'll see everyone next week. Have a safe weekend. I'm looking forward to August being over, because this has not been a good
Bring
month.
on September.
Come on, September. Let's go. We'll see you. Thanks, King.